saying that some of the requests are difficult to do in the course of their jobs, and their jobs are hard enough, you know, to be demanded to produce things, or, you know, to show up and say, I need this right now, kind of thing. And so, and I did reach out to the mayor about this once, I think, my concern about that. But I suggest that if it's not anything that it can easily be produced, then, you know, we should maybe put a time on it, or it maybe should be voted on by council, because I don't think it's our job to make it harder for the employees, or the employees not be able to do their job. For one instance, I remember the clerk was saying, and forgive me for talking about this, but something about looking up when a committee was ever started, you know, in the history of the city. That's not something that you should be asking for. The clerk shouldn't have to go over to storage and dig through boxes to try to figure out why a commission is, or when it started, or any of those kinds of things. I think that is overreaching, and I think that we as a council should put limitations on the way that we get information, the way we request information, so we're respectful to the employees and to the residents, so they can get their things done that they need from the city, from their services. So I would suggest that, you know, we think about it and maybe put something together as a council, that if it's not easily, you know, just print or come and review it, if there's any kind of investigation involved, then maybe it should have a council majority vote as to whether, like, a time limit, and whether, you know, it should be, the investigation should happen.
When, again?
I talked to Mr. Greitz about it as well.
Yes.
So I don't know the answer to that, because that just seems to me that it would be, if I was doing my job every day, and I'm, you know, everywhere is short-staffed and all these kinds of things, and then I get these investigation things, and, you know, and nobody wants to not give it to you, or anybody who asks, but it just makes their job so much harder, and I don't want that for our employees.
Through the chair, we don't want to deny anybody.
Right, I know that. I mean,
We
I
have
think
nothing
that,
to hide. I
Yeah.
honestly, and like, you know, just touching on, I'm sorry, Chairman, but like Cindy, I don't even know if there is any attorney fund, but she has to go through it just to make sure there's not, you know, and that's where it really starts to bog things down and stuff. And, you know, again, it's just, I get it. You know, everybody gets a little frustrated from time to time, including me. It's just, we're not trying to hide anything, but we are literally, FOIAs are out of control. It is really, really bad.
Is there any,
You know,
new business on this topic?
I would just like to say that I've never demanded any information. I did ask for information, and I was very patient. I talked to Ms. Bauer several times. We emailed back and forth. I spoke to her in person. At no point in time was I ever demanding or rude or out of line to her, and I would hope that she would say the same. I was very patient. I said, let me know when you get it. There was no time frame that was put on her or her department. So,
Could I, to the gentleman that is resting on the count, could you please move back towards the wall?
Is there a line?
There is a line over here, and normally when we have people that are waiting, we ask them to wait along the wall.
How far should I get back?
That is fine right there. I'm certainly dangling on the council roster. You're not the first person that's done it, and certainly that starts to be an aggressive behavior before you've been.
I did the same thing to the last city council.
Councilman Johnson.
To the administration, did we ever find out what's going on with the park at the corner of Hardy and Goddard that's attached to the brownstones? Because I went through there, and, you know, we do have some issues there. We got that sidewalks lifted up the full slab.
so through the chair, yes, we did. I guess there was an agreement, so we did go through there and clean it all up. We got the water going and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if Mr. Newman's here, but I guess it does fall under our parks and stuff like that. So it does look much better and stuff like that. So it was kind of I guess the guy that used to run it over there, you know, but I guess it falls under our third jurisdiction.
Thank you.
Any further open business from the elected officials? Hearing none, Mr. Remick? Lady in yellow was standing there, and then I will work
But
that.
Taylor, in reference, just to the point, real quick, I'll bring it up. I believe Mr. Johnson's aware of it back, I think it was around 2016, 2017, when they had set up the committee, remember, to change the numbers? And it's just coincidental that those numbers disappeared. In fact, I think that you even brought that issue up, that where are the numbers? So, I understand what you're going through. It's not the first trip. Things happen. The other issue is, thank you for everything today in reference to the Purple Heart and my part of Frank Cannon. There was something that people have been contacting me over, and I thought I'd finally bring it to a head. There are honorable people that a lot of people represent. There have been honorable people go through this city for many years. There have been honorable people that have moved on. And there's a place in this city hall, that honorable people have their pictures. I've had people ask me, how is it that a convicted felon picture can still hang on a wall when those honorable people that they're surrounded by in that hallway, I believe yours is up there now, Mr. Mayor. Is your picture up? That's right. And you're an honorable person, but there should not be a person who had the opportunity to do so much in a town, but take it upon himself to benefit himself. And it's just my opinion that that person should not be up with other honorable people that for many years have served this city. That's all I have to say. And it's in your hands, and it's also in the mayor's hands, because the mayor has the responsibility of the building. But I just thought I'd bring that to your attention, because people are asking. Thank you. Thank you.
I really like you.
Thank you.
Anyways, I want to go back to 7.24, where you had a motion, Chair, to nominate and appoint and fill the vacant position. So does that get postponed to the next meeting?
I have placed it on every single agenda since the
So-
vacancy occurred.
Can anybody from the floor nominate somebody?
No.
It's only you guys back there.
For the city charter, only the council can fill the
Okay.
vacancy.
So how does one person, how do you guys determine when and where you're going to nominate somebody? And how long will that take?
That question has been asked at many meetings. Once we have a nomination and a person receives 4 votes, at that point in time, the vacancy will be filled.
Okay, and so the money that gets, because that seat, what, pays 12,000, 13,000 a year? So where does that money go to?
It will show up in our budgeted line item that at the end of the year, at the end of the fiscal year, we will come in below our budget amount. The budget for the Taylor City Council, if you come to any of the budget hearings, is rather simple. It is our salaries, which are determined by the elected commission, compensation commission.
Okay, and one more question. You know, a few years ago, I ran for Rick Salyers. I turned my application in for city council, correct? You know that? Okay. Well, anyways, Charlie Johnson interviewed me. Quite a few people on the city council interviewed me. And isn't it a conflict of interest when you're voting on a city council and someone works for the same company? Why are they allowed to vote?
I don't know what you're referencing.
Well, Angie Winton and Tim Woolley worked on the same company, Senior Alliance, but yet he voted for her. Wouldn't it be a conflict of interest?
Ma'am, you can say, this is an example, this is an example of I believe statements versus pointing at somebody and saying, you. We've had a number of instances up here tonight. I'm not perfect, but when you come, hold on, when you come before the council, it should be, I believe you should do this. I believe
Okay.
that the,
I can rephrase
hold
it.
on.
The answer is no.
And in this case, so you believe, or, I believe that it is a conflict, because when we say here,
I do
you,
believe it's a
hold on, you
conflict.
believe that it's a conflict to nominate or vote for a coworker. And what I've heard, the answer is no, but the mayor was not, required to. But we gotta get better at decorum in the city council. Make I statements, not you or they or them, or I heard from somebody, so please proceed.
Okay, well, I sent the Attorney General a letter too, and unlike you, I not got a response for 5 months. So I can understand what you're going through, and that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Please come forward.
Martin Juilliard, 6708 Beach Daisy Road. Through the chair to the council and to the mayor. I know you said something about another company that might have done better, but does that, both people in that company are being indicted now for something? So is that what we're going to continue doing in this city, using criminals? Is that what we're going to do? I don't know.
Please, I'm
It's a
gonna take up,
question.
I'm gonna take
That
up.
is a question that I would like to get answered. Oh, there's a lot of people that want to ask that same question.
You can ask a question, but what, again, you're going on, instead of saying